What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. You know, an old mentor of mine, well, he once taught me and instilled this upon me, that the early bird catches the worm. And that's why I'm outside my shop here in Woodmere, New York, 5:45 in the morning. I got to prepare for a retrofit install today where we're taking out a Unico high velocity central AC system and we're putting in my private label, the Mikey Pipes by ACiQ Extreme Plus heat pump inverter system. We're going to throw in a hydronic coil off the boiler to make this really that much more efficient by making it a dual fuel system. You're not going to want to miss this, guys. Smash that thumbs up button. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just finished loading up. We got the pickup truck loaded, Daniel's service truck loaded, and I got some extra tools in my truck. We're gonna try to bang this out before dinner. Before dinner is the goal, Daniel, ain't that right? Yeah. Hardest part is some duct work, I guess, right? Yeah. You got a nice, beautiful attic. Nice. Okay, you guys ready? This is a beautiful home on a gated compound on the Gold Coast of Long Island. And this residential client he's been with us for a while. We service his man cave. We service his home. But this is one of, I think, 9 or 10 systems. He's counting.
6, 7, 8, 9.
9. You can imagine the size. You guys ready? Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7 minutes after 7 here in the morning. We've got about a 40-minute drive to the job location. Things that have already transpired, I just want to go over real quickly with you guys. A lot of planning went in behind the scenes to make sure we're doing the right job and professional job. So before we ordered equipment, fabricated ductwork, and scheduled the job, Daniel went on site and he performed a manual J calculation. That's going to give us our heat gain and heat loss in the home. Doing so, we also verified static pressure requirements, and we confirmed duct sizing for 3 tons maximum of airflow with a 1200 CFM target. We confirmed that the hydronic coil BTU capacity matches the load. Of course, we verified electrical service and breaker size and confirmed that the zone, the hydronic zone, properly functions. You know, there's a circulator there, so make sure it circulates water. So before we head out, I'm doing a material checklist. We have the Mikey Pipes private label 3-ton indoor unit, the outdoor unit, the hot water coil. We have fittings and material for connection of the hydronic coil. The line set, surge protection, all the sheet metal transitions, the return and supply plenums, the filter media cabinet, make sure we have thermostat wire, condensate tubing, unistrut, emergency drain pan, mastic tape, duct ties, equipment, tools, our flaring tools, our tubing benders. Make sure we got nitrogen. It's a lot of preparation that goes in behind the scenes, and that's what makes the retrofit installation go smoothly and worry-free. All right, folks, got a good half hour left, 35 minutes, so I'll see you in a little bit.
Eventually.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after about a 50-minute drive, we have arrived onto the block. Here we go, folks. Oh, we have a fell tree. Yeah, baby. Love it. All right, not that much snow here. Let's go find the outdoor units. All right. Not too shabby, huh? That's what we're talking about, folks. That's what we're talking about here. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Folks, it's not a guessing game. We have a residential client here with this massive estate. We just can't guess which one it is. We're going to verify which one it is by turning the thermostat on to cool, setting it for a lower temperature than the ambient temperature that the thermostat is reading, and we'll know exactly which one we're decommissioning today. Is it the one with the dead bird? Is it this one, that one, or that Lennox R22 central AC system? Which one do you think, folks? Which one? If you guessed that one, you guessed correct. Okay. There you go. This is going to be a pretty straightforward day. We have some 7/8, 3/8, and we have our condensing unit right there. Let's get the show on the road. All right. All the screws are on the bottom, of course. That really sucks. Let's wedge this towel underneath the unit. We have enough play in the line set here where I'm not going to disturb it. Now I can get the cover off. Whew. Okay, folks, a few minutes after 8. Let's get it done. Let's see if we're going to have anything living inside this thing. Or dead. No, fairly clean actually. Look at that. All right, I'm about to show you a tech tip. We're going to do a pump down of this condensing unit and the refrigerant that's in the system. I have pressure gauges hooked up to my high side and my low side. Let's close our contactor. We're going to watch our high side hopefully drop down, and our low side, we want the compressor to suck in all of the refrigerant back to itself. I have my high side closed. We're going to watch that low side drop. Right now we're at 15 psi, 13, 12, 9, 8. Sometimes it takes a couple moments, and sometimes your compressor will go out and bypass, and it won't let you pump down. We're at 4.2 psi, 3.6. Going back up again, 4.5. All right, going back down. Make sure these valves are fully closed. Excellent. 2.6, 2.4, 2.3, 1.9. We're slowly dropping. All right, now we are at 0 psi. Let this run for a little bit longer. Negative 2.2 psi. All right, let's close this. And now we have pumped down the refrigerant into the condensing coil. Loose there. Okay, that's it. Cut the line set and look at all of that yellowish green. That's the dye. Someone added dye to the system before. Look for a leak. We're gonna have to flush that out. Oh, the eye of this guy was always watching. All right, the unit has been moved. I very carefully made a path through there. And now the unit is over there. My Vega gloves don't do well to keep the fingers warm. So the extremities right now are in my pocket, warming up. Even though it's, come on, 34 degrees out here. I am rolling it in the snow. You may think that this is dumb, but if I take the hand truck, even with those nice big wheels, I'm going to tear up this guy's grass. It is very soft. And then the snow, well, let's just say that it's not going to do me any justice. Oh, is that really the unit right there? Yeah. Talk about getting lucky.
I'm just going to flip the new one, like, maybe over here, and ship it out from there.
Okay. Wow. Okay. What the hell is this thing?
What?
This.
Cover for the attic door.
Ah. Space pack. All right. The outdoor unit is outdoors. The bolts come out. The ones in the back we loosen up, and we can just slide it right out. You know what? Slide your end. There you go. Okay. Now I'm going to lift up my side. I know you got the heavier side, but your end goes that way. Let me move over. Okay. Voila. Minimal. Oh, I don't want to damage any of the vegetation, but it's out of the way. Make a path. This is very slippery. So, there it is. Thank you, Daniel. You good inside? All right, a few minutes to 9. Peekaboo. I see an ACiQ. Yeah, I know it's corny, but it made you laugh. All right, my unit is in place. Now, I installed it on top of a mini split outdoor heat pump pad. Now, I know it's supposed to be raised up above the snow line. Hear me out for a minute before we start criticizing. It is highly unlikely that this unit will ever be used for heating mode. The homeowner has multiple gas-fired high-efficiency boilers in the mechanical room, and in the unlikely event that that system should fail, this system will provide heat pump heating for this zone, which is 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. I'm not too worried about it. I asked the client beforehand, would he like it mounted to the wall? He goes, no, just put it on a standard pad. The outdoor condensing pads that he has in place now were cemented in place when the home was built. So I used 12-inch lag bolts, and I screwed through this new pad for added elevation and into the pad below. We good. It's not going anywhere. That being said, let's work on the electrical, the line voltage and low voltage communication wire. I'm removing the 2 Phillips screws on the top and bottom. That will expose the electrical compartment. Did I miss one? No, it's just glued in. There we go. The weather stripping there was stuck to the metal. I'm going to put that off to the side. We're not going to lose those screws. Here's our control board for the communication incoming. We can do our traditional RC Y1 or Y2 B, or we can do communicating with S1 S2 right there. This is a perfect system to install if you're unable to replace the control wire from the indoor air handler to the outdoor unit, because if you're doing a straight cool to a heat pump, you know you need that extra wire for OB. Here, if you're doing a communicating mode from the air handler to the outdoor unit, even if you use a 24 volt traditional thermostat, you're not going to have any problems, because all you need is S1, S2 on the outdoor unit, which connects to the indoor unit, and voila, you're done. Now, there's no easy way to get these knockouts out. So to get the 1 3/4 and the 1/2 inch, I put it on the ground, use a needle nose, and smash it dead on. So you have to have good aim. It's kind of like playing that game where you're going with the knife, you know what I mean? But bow, bow, got it out. There's my hole. And there's the knockout. Keeping it real. There's no easy way of doing it. Don't think you're going to smash it out by leaving it still connected to the outdoor unit. Take it off, put it on the ground, soft ground like grass or something, and bow, bow, and you'll be good to go. All right, I have my 3/4 inch liquid tight connected to the outdoor unit. We're going to connect the L1, L2 and ground in a moment, but I want to show you just another tech tip. Here is that low voltage communication wire that was carrying low voltage from the air handler to the outdoor unit. Unprotected, just exposed to the elements like this. You can see that the outer insulation that protects the conductors starting to basically tear apart. So we're going to cover this with some 1/2 inch liquid tight. I got it right there. We're going to try to maybe put some putty there and connect that right there to our outdoor unit. So just a little tech tip. Don't leave the wire exposed. Protect it from the weed whackers, animals, the elements, the sun, the ultraviolet light. Protect it. And you'll do more of a more professional job for your end user, your client. We have a spare conductor on our 3 conductor control wire, thermostat wire, from the indoor blower in the attic. So I'm just wrapped it around the other ones, nice and neat. Make that a little too short. Perfect. Now there are 2 connectors right there, S1, S2. S1 is on the right side, S2 is on the left. They claim it's non-polarity. It doesn't matter which, if you use red or white or whatever color you're using, doesn't matter what you make S1, S2, as long as you know, both wires connect to the indoor unit. But if you do one wire S1, S2 upstairs versus vice versa, my mileage has been, my experience has been that it does matter. So I make things consistent. So S1 is always red, S2 is always white. They say it's non-polarity, doesn't make a difference, but I've seen that it does. Your mileage may vary. My little disclaimer and my little additional tech tip. Let's connect those 2 and then move on to our line voltage. Get in there, baby. Did I not go back out enough? There we go. Give that a little tug. Make sure she's nice and tight in there. Excellent. All right, L1, L2, ground is connected. I never use this. You could, and they say you should, but I never use it because I got to bring the wiring there, wrap it around, and I don't think it's necessary. But your mileage may vary. You do you. If your authority having jurisdiction deems otherwise, or NEC deems otherwise, knock yourself out and let me know in the comment section down below. But I'm good like that. Now the fun part. We have to line wipe or pipe wipe with the pipe wiper the existing 7/8 and 3/8 line set. Before we do that, I'm going to cut out the filter dryer that's back there and bring Daniel up the nitrogen and the pipe wiper. All right, here's the pipe wiper system. I'm going to secure it onto the pipe. Tightening up the hose clamps. Now, we have these black little things. They're called piggies. And we're going to shoot this through the pipe and come out the opposite end. Attach the cap with our connection for our nitrogen. I don't need that on there. Let's take this adapter off. Let's hook up our hose to the nitrogen regulator. Close that valve. Open this up. We're going to go around 400 psi. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to put this here, and the derrick is on the indoor unit. Well, at the indoor unit, it's got one of these mesh-looking little baggies with a clip on it, and he's going to catch the piggy.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody vomited right here.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when these guys put all this crap into the system over and over and over again, trying to fix leaks. You know, it's just replacing equipment. You know, look how old this stuff is. You know?
Crazy.
This is the worst.
Number 3 right now.
This is the worst I've ever seen.
Well, I can't wait to see it. All right. Here comes number 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, that one came out much cleaner.
Sounded like it farted.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's hardly any on that one.
All right, good. So we'll do one more. I got another piggy here,
Wait, hold on.
and then we'll do the 3/8.
All right, I'm ready.
Get out.
Nasty.
Alien jizz. This looks like a
Yeah,
highlighter.
like Predator, right?
Yeah, predator blood.
Well, that's all the dye.
Yeah,
that they
from
put
the
into the
sealant.
system.
The dye.
Yep.
Yeah, die.
Not the sealant, the dye, but there you go. Here's number 4.
Alright, that one was clean. It looks clean.
Clean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna prep for the 3/8 right now.
Alright,
Alright.
I'm ready. Just do it.
I gotta get ready.
Yeah, he's got to move the machine onto it.
If you guys haven't already guessed, I am a firm believer in embracing technology and using the right tools for the job to help me get a more professional and more time efficient job completed. There's a reason why when we replace a central air conditioning system, we're done before lunch. No exaggeration. That's the kind of performance that my team has. Install after install, service call after service call. And if you're tired of working for a mediocre company and you live in the Long Island, New York City area, pick up the phone, give me a call, let's have a talk. No cost obligation. But you can check out my entire team. Derek has a YouTube channel. Daniel has a YouTube channel. And now James, our new plumbing service tech, also has a YouTube channel. Now why? Because we believe in transparency and showing the kind of work that we deliver. Day after day, service call after service call, install after install. What do you think of James' new channel?
He's good.
He's freaking great! All right, so we've just completed a major hurdle that is very time consuming in most installs, but with the help of the pipe wiper, which I picked up from TrueTechTools.com, you'll be able to save a lot of time, which equals money, on your installs. Now, it's branded by Subco, but it used to be by a different brand. I guess Subco bought the technician invented, technician proven. I guess Subco bought the maybe the patent or the licensing rights for it, but it's pretty cool. It's awesome. If you're shopping at True Tech Tools, you want a coupon code or a promo code, use Know-It-All, KNOWITALL. You get 7% off. He happens to be a true friend, quote unquote, of TrueTechTools.com. He's also a YouTube influencer and content creator in the HVAC trade. Check out his channel. He puts out good stuff when he does, so good stuff. Thank you, Subco, and thank you, the guy, technician who invented the pipe wiper. It's fantastic. I love it. Thank you. All right, we're going to work on the line set now to straighten my 3/8 copper. I have this cool little straightening tool. It's big, but it does the trick. I probably shouldn't have swedged this end, but nonetheless, she's almost perfectly straight. So I'm going to put a reducing coupling on that 7/8 into my 3/4. I'm going to clean with some scratchy paper the copper there. We're going to braze that together. We'll make some bends and voila, we'll connect this bad boy. A little 45. Yeah, looks so good. It looks good. All right, kick on a little 45 there, and we'll swoop into our 3/4 inch flare connection. All right. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you fellas. I was never given any formal training on bending ACR tubing. None whatsoever. So, forgive me if it's not up to your standard, but I do my best to try to make it look nice and functional and efficient. So, there's that bend. I put a little bend right there by hand. Listen, not perfect. Someone wants to teach me how to do it, please. I'm more than willing to take education and learn something new today, but I think it looks great. We're going to put some insulation on that. We're going to throw that reducing coupling on and go on to the 3/8. And no, I am not going to deburr the pipe. I think it's absolutely pointless to deburr it as I'm about to flare it. Locks into place. Push the button. And the automatic flaring tool by NINE AC does it. It would be nice if ACiQ made installation tools. It would be really, really nice. You know, it'd be really even more nicer if ACiQ made tankless combis. That would be awesome. There's perfect flare every single time, fellas. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, some of you guys like to put some Nylog on the face of the flared pipe and the face of the connection, but I don't do it. I like the way it is. It's perfect. You make this nice and tight, you torque this down the right specification, you're good. I went to the truck to get a 7/8 by 3/8 ACR reducing coupling. And wouldn't you know, there are none in my truck and there are none in Daniel's truck. So what I did just now, off camera, I'm going to show you because I keep it real. And I know that you guys will do it too in a bind, and I think it actually performs better than a regular reducing coupling. If you guessed that I took the 3/4 and shoved it into the 7/8, you'd be correct. And there it is. Now, I did deburr the 7/8, and I really deburred the inside of the 3/4, but I'm quite happy with that. It's a solid connection. I used my mini tubing cutter to keep the insulation back, but I could have easily have covered this up with the insulation. But I wanted to show you that others do it just like you do as well. Hate on me if you want, but if you do the math and you look at how the refrigerant flows, if it's hitting that reducing coupling, you're still hitting that inside piece of the 3/4. And it is what it is. I think it looks great. Hate on me all you want. Now, before I braze my 3/8 to the existing 3/8, we're not going to touch this yet in case we burn anything there, but let's dry fit that. All right, I brazed that swedge connection on the 3/8. I used a piece of thermostat wire to hold it up into place while I braze it. Now I'm gonna make a little bend right there and then flare in the 3/8 nut onto the end of the copper. I got the 3/8 flare adapter. That's there, good. Spin this bad boy around. Guys, don't forget to put the nut on before you flare, okay? And we've all done it many, many times. Not just once. We've all done it many, many, many times. The flaring tool makes life much easier. Much, much easier. Beautiful. I'm on a mission, folks. I'm on a mission to get this condensing unit on the back of this pickup truck by myself. You may think I'm an idiot, but or a fool for trying to prove something, but they're up there in that attic, and I'm done outside, and I want to clean up. Wish me luck. People are gonna say, Mikey Pipes, this is how people get hurt, and I would say you're right. Okay, see, I got a round peg and a square hole. And unless I get a little bit more up there, all right? Yeah, now we're gonna get it, baby. We got this bad boy. Get over here. Get over here. Come on. You mother effer, you. I mean, I break my glasses. I don't think it's happening. I use my shoelaces as leverage. But she's up here. That's right, baby. She is up here. Who's the man? All right, let's get some slips and drives and hang it on the end of there. All right, let's line up this continuation of supply plenum and hang this bad boy. Make sure these are straight. All right, lift up your end. Just get this in there. Okay. Lift up your bottom. There you go. Let's see. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, where's that? There it is. If I can put this together real quick. You good, Derek? Yeah. All right. Try to. You know what? I'm gonna do that afterwards. Or maybe not. Lift. Oh, let's see. Lift your end up a little bit. Come on, baby. Oh, you mother effer, you. Okay, there's that one. Let me hop on the other side. Sweet. Here, get one up there and one more over here. And we're going to work on this union connection. Yeah, I'm going to cut open a hole. You screw in, you take tape off, you glue it, and we're off to the next. So we have two, with the tape. Yeah, no, with the thing, I mean. Well, the adhesive, the glue on it, you know what I mean? Make sure that the lever's on top. Okay, we have 2 10s and 1 6. Right? Right, Daniel? Okay, very good.
The 6 is closest to me.
Perfect. Let's cut open another hole. Let me put the big black thing in my mouth. Hi, Penny. All right. One more takeoff over here. How close to you, Dan, you want it to be?
This should be.
You want all the way down here?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Get the channel locks.
And then it should be the same on this side as well.
Deal. Sweet.
Right? Yeah.
I love OSHA-proof plywood, don't you? Beautiful. How's your hole? Waiting on Derek. He's struggling with the flexible connected to the takeoff. All right, let's go help. All right, I'm just going to push some nitrogen through the system right now. I'm going to throw a valve on the other side, and then we will take a pressure reading here. Get this on there. Okay, now let's take this off here. Let's put our wireless refrigeration probe right there and see what we get. Have the JB Climate Class probes. Good, 0. Let's put that on right there. Open that bad boy up. Let's close. Do a quick little test. I see 147.9, 147.9 psi. Let's add a little bit more. Looks like we're almost empty here. That sucks. 161, 62. Let's close that and leave that open. All right, 163.8, 0.7, 163.7. Just a little bit of pressure in there just to make sure we have nothing catastrophic leaking out, like my braze connection there. Cool. All right, I just went to the truck. Thankfully, Daniel keeps a case of batteries. One of the most important parts of an installation for air conditioning and heating equipment is proper commissioning. A little tongue tie, I'm a little out of breath right now, to be honest with you. I'm keeping it real. It's cold. It's 41, so it could be colder. But I helped Derek connect a bunch of 8 and 6-inch flexible connectors to the takeoffs on the supply plenum. Daniel and Derek up now in the attic. We're pulling a vacuum, and I got my Blue Vac Plus Micron gauge. Let's go see what's going on, because this is one of the most important parts of commissioning your equipment. And if you're a contractor and you don't do this, well, maybe you should put the tool bag down and put that manifold gauge away and pay attention to what I'm about to do. Right now, I'm just starting the process of pulling a vacuum. It's an EPA question on your exam for the 608. How many microns do you need to pull down to? And the minimum answer, or the minimum microns answer, is 500. But that's just getting started, folks. You want to pull this down as deep as possible, getting yourself a nice, tight, and dry system. I got that Micron gauge on right there. Let's open up this valve, and we are at 1300 right now. 1290. She's been running for probably about 5 minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, not long. I have a field piece. This is the model VP67. This is their, I think, 6 CFM? Yep, 6 CFM dual stage vacuum pump. It allows me to, excuse me, change the oil while the system is running. An added benefit. Cool little thing. For my connections for my evacuation hoses to the valves, I'm using a field piece straighter core removal tool on the 3/4 connection, and on the 3/8 I'm using an Appion, I believe. Appion hoses and the Vito Pro Pack for hose holder, hose carrier. Good stuff. So we're going to bring this down as long as possible. We're going to bring this down as low as possible. We're at 1,000 microns right now, and now we're in 980 and dropping. I'm going to close this ballast, and that's going to allow the vacuum pump to pull an even tighter vacuum. 920, 910, 900. Let's let this run for a little bit. It is 12:53 and a half. Yeah, it's about an hour later. We're at 74. Let me close. Let's see what we jump up to. We have a nice tight system. Look at that. Valves are closing and it's dropping. All right, I am gonna go. Oh, that's the wrong one. Duh. That one needs to close. That one needs to open. Do it right? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go to the supply house to pick up the missing takeoff. One missing 16-inch takeoff. I'm gonna get another another bag of duct ties. I'm just gonna put my towel over my tools out here in case it rains. I doubt, but you never know. Let me close this up. Let me charge the meta glasses and see you in a little bit. All right, 2:27. I think we're done vacuuming down. 51 microns. Let's close off the vacuum pump. See how that handles over the next few minutes. But it looks like we're going to be good to go. Almost 2 hours in a vacuum, but all good. Tight and dry. I helped with some ductwork upstairs. I went to get lunch. I went to get a missing takeoff for our return, but we good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is, I think it's like 4 o'clock, and I wanted to give Derek a little tour of the home because eventually he's going to step up to the plate and going to want to service all this stuff that's behind me. Keep going. We keep going. There you have it, full 360. And we take care of it all. We don't mess around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 4:45. I just turned the power on to the outdoor unit. I have a 20-pound container of R454B ready to charge this up. Now, we are charging based on developed length of the line set. We're going to add exactly 14 ounces to the system. We'll come back in the spring and we'll make sure that we ramp it up to 100% and make sure that our subcooling superheat is spot on where it needs to be. So we're just about done. We cleaned up in the attic. We have the 6 new ducts cut into the ceiling. We cleaned up. The housekeeper has been behind us the whole entire day. Huge shout out to her. Isabella is her name. Great woman. Couldn't be here without her. So right now we're just waiting for this outdoor unit to come on and get that signal from the thermostat. You hear that? You sure don't. And that's the kind of service you get when you get a Mikey Pipes by ACiQ. Side discharge, high efficiency, inverter driven system. Love it. I gotta tell you, one of my favorite features of my private label equipment by ACiQ, the self-cleaning mode that it runs every single cycle. And basically what that means, at the completion of every single cycle, the fan stops, then it kicks in reverse, and it blows all of that cocky out the back of the coil. So anything that it sucked in during that one operation goes right back out. Right now we're in heat mode right now, but amazing. Can you hear that? Yeah, I don't. Amazing. All right, it's been a long day, ladies and gentlemen. The watch died. It's about 5 o'clock, but take a look at the finished product. Here is the Mikey Pipes 3-ton side discharge inverter driven outdoor heat pump condensing unit. Came out really nice. I'm not advertising any other brand but my own. You gotta be out of your mind if I think I'm gonna allow a Carrier, Bryant, Train, Lennox, Goodman, Daikin, any other brand to be installed in my clients' homes. You out of your mind. Beautiful install. Now, this unit will heat, not at 100%, but it will heat to an outdoor ambient temperature of negative 22 degrees outside and provide cooling up to 122 degrees of outdoor temperature. So if you're in the desert and you get that 122 degree days, it's all good. It's all good. But we're in New York with offices in Charleston, South Carolina, and Palm Beach, Florida. We good. Our clients love our new inverters. These side discharge systems are beautiful. They're sleek. This is modern technology, folks. This is 2026. Stop living in 1995 and having systems like this installed next to your home. This is ugly and disgusting, and also inefficient. This is beautiful. All right, let's go upstairs to the attic. I'll show you the completed air handler with the cover on. Daniel and Derek, they did an amazing job. Amazing job. We put a long day in here. We left the shop at about 5 minutes after 7 in the morning. It's a little after 5 right now. A long day, but we had a break for lunch. We stayed hydrated, and everything is neat and organized. We have the pickup truck loaded with debris. We're gonna put this into the truck when we're done. We have the air handler to bring down here. But other than that, we're basically done. We're cleaned up. Let's go see the attic. Beautiful. We'll start at the end of this custom fabricated plenum. We're picking up 4 10-inch ducts and 2 6-inch. The 2 10s go to the bedroom over here. The other 2 10s go to the bedroom over there. Fairly large bedroom. And each bedroom has a bathroom. Picking up this 6 and the 6 over here. We have a hot water coil feeding hydronic heating from the boiler. There's our beautiful air handler. Condensate drain, new 1.5 inch unistrut, threaded rod. 16-inch return for this 3-ton, 12,000 CFM air handler. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All right, I keep looking at my watch, thinking to tell you what time it is. It's 5:18. I'm in the boiler room, and Daniel asked me to add pressure to the system so we can purge out the air. Now, when you are lost, you utilize a map, and you utilize your knowledge and your experience, and you look for the obvious. And what we're looking for is a pressure reducing valve that's going to take domestic water and bring that into my hydronic side. And if you look everywhere here, did I pass it already? It's right there, folks. It's right here. And they're smart enough to put a valve. Uh-oh. Oh, that freaking sucks, bro. Where is that coming from? It's coming from this circulator right here. Son of a gun, fan coil. It's coming from this circulator right here. And it's getting worse. Yep, it is getting worse. That sucks. That sucks. Damn it. Maybe I can just tighten it up, but good thing there's a valve before and after. Okay, Daniel is just going to replace the circulator flange gasket on that circulator, which is the 4th from the left. The one all the way on the left it's not going to move. You're going to have to, even if you loosen that up, that's not going to help you. That does suck. Oh, man. What do you need? You got it? Okay. Yeah, good luck with that.
You don't think so?
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Yeah, there you go. You got some movement there. You know, they did a great job here, but as far as planning for service, yeah, it's nice to have valves before and after the circulator, but if you have a piece of strut on top, you have no wiggle room. While it does look beautiful in here, there's no wiggle room. The wiggles. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 6:30. I just got back to the shop. I started this video in front of my shop here at 1010 Central Avenue in Woodmere, and we're finishing it here about 12 hours later. And I gotta tell you, I'm not gonna BS you or lie to you or blow smoke up here any of your tuchus. I had this, let me show you. I had this script to follow. Who needs a script when you got unedited, uncut, raw Mikey Pipes with the team? We did a great job. They're heading back now. I left about an hour ago. We knocked it out of the park, and we can only do that with amazing equipment like the Mikey Pipes by ACiQ private label systems. 2.5, no. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, I'm not wrong. We have sizes from 1.5 tons to 5 ton. Beautiful equipment. It's just sexy. So if you're an HVAC contractor and you're tired of buying budget builder's grade equipment and getting sodomized right up the keister, you need to head over to ACiQ.com/Mikey Pipes. Sign up to become a dealer. There's no cost or obligation. You're going to get phenomenal products at a great price. Stop offering garbage and stop installing other brands and advertising for them in your clients' homes and places of work. What are you waiting for? ACiQ.com/Mikey Pipes. Catch you in the next one. Be well. God bless. Stay safe.